Hello and welcome. This is Sports This Morning, and today we're reaching you live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. It's good to be back here. I'm Austin Okonakman.
Indeed, it's great to have you back. I am Tayo Salam.
Awesome.
All right.
Let's get into the show now, Tayo. On the show this morning, we will take a look at the start of the new Nigeria National League. We love this league. Tayo, it has been dubbed the most important league in the country.
Indeed.
And what a way to start it today in Lagos. And it's going to be night football when Benden Insurance will host Van Dresser Football Club. I'm looking forward to it.
What a way to start the Nigeria National League season. We've got a comprehensive preview of the season opener later on the show. Also on Sport This Morning, let's go to Belgrade, where Nigeria's D Tigers will look to bounce back after losing the first game against China in the FIBA World Cup qualifier when they take on France later today.
Beautiful. Looking forward to seeing what the D Tigers will do in that one. Also on the show this morning, you know we love the NBA right here, and we're going to talk about it. The Brooklyn Nets and Philadelphia 76ers have agreed to a blockbuster deal just hours before the trade deadline. Who is this guy? James Harden and Paul Millsap going to Philadelphia, and Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andy Drummond, and 2 first-round draft picks going to the Brooklyn Nets.
Wow. Wow. Blockbuster. That's the only way to describe what went down yesterday night involving the Philadelphia 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to be talking about this later on the show as well too. But before then, Austin.
I know you're right.
Yeah, that was close.
I know. I'll forgive
that was very close, but I caught myself.
Let's begin from home. Talk about the Nigeria University Games Association, the NUGA Games. We love it because we've said that this one, it's not just to bring sportsmen and women in our tertiary institutions together. It's also an avenue to discover and nurture talent. And whenever we're waiting for a sort of tournament, the touch will go round.
It's got to go round.
And look at who is receiving the touch this time around with the Minister of Youth and Sports.
Incredible. That's the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, receiving the torch of the Nigeria University Games, which is going to go down from March 12th to 16th to 26th, rather. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, presented the torch to the Vice President at a brief ceremony on Thursday at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Called the University Games. It's going to go down in Unilag, and it's going back to that school, to Akoka, for the first time in 24 years. So it's going to be a massive one, exciting times. You can feel it in the air, Austin. All the students are very excited to come to Unilag for the NUGA Games.
Even the officials, I love the vibes, leading up to this, the level of work they've put into this one. Look, this is the way to go if you want to bring back the glory days, because I remember back in the day, the NUGA Games was big deal.
It used to be massive.
Guys look forward to it. It also produced some certain talents for Nigeria, but somehow, some way, we just dropped the standard, and then COVID came, delayed a lot of things. But thankfully, Unilag is getting ready for this, and when we see the torch, we know that the games are already here. So let's listen to the Vice President. He received the torch, and he's been making these comments.
I must say that I'm very truly honored to be receiving this torch of unity, and I will especially like to thank the hardworking Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, and his team for the honor. As a proud alumnus of Unilag, it's heartwarming to see us hosting NUGA again, 24 years after a highly successful and colorful outing in 1998. And I'm more certain that you will bring the capacity for delivering excellence, for which Unilag is well known, to bear on this particular games again this year. Sport has always been a great unifier. It offers us an opportunity to keep a step outside our sometimes contentious divisions and to embrace one another in support of our teams or in healthy competition and camaraderie. The virtues of discipline, dedication, teamwork, which are indispensable to success in every sporting endeavor, remind us of what it takes to inspire the best in each other and to accomplish great things when we set our minds to the task. as our young men and women from universities across Nigeria gather in Lagos in March to compete in a range of sporting events, we'll once again get a chance to see the abundance of talent that makes Nigeria such a special country. For years, the Nigerian University Games Association has not only provided a space that allows us to see the value that every part of the country has to offer, but it has also provided a platform for the discovery and honing of individual sporting talent, many of whom have gone on to represent Nigeria successfully on the world stage.
Yeah.
All right, that's the president, vice president of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, reacting after collecting, receiving the Nuga torch ahead of the opening ceremony, which is going to be on March the 16th. Austin.
Beautiful. I love it when he said that sports is a great unifier. He went on to say that the Nuga Games will give us an opportunity to show that Nigeria has got a large pool of sporting talent that actually says that we, as a country, we're a sporting nation. So I like that the vice president is saying that, so that now when we say do more, put into sports, particularly sports at the grassroots, the primary, the secondary, the tertiary institutions, they will understand, because sports in Nigeria is not just about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Super Falcons, the D Tigers, the D Tigress. At that level, we can do some. Look at what they're doing with American football, the collegiate system and all of that. So
it's awesome. We're all looking forward to it. We're excited. The students are especially cannot wait to get started. All right, as you can see, we're now 3 in the studio. Mighty George, George SCN is now joining us, and we're going to be talking about the Nigerian National League. What's up, man?
I'm great. You know, when you said we're 2, we're now 3. It reminds me of that song. 2 later become 3. They run things together.
Who's that again? Plantation.
Guys, come back to the show. George SCN is the media and communications director at Van Reza Football Club, and it's good to have you on the show, George.
It's great. Welcome. He's our guest, right?
I'm in the middle today.
Kind of.
It's great to be here. Thanks a lot.
We'll come back to you, Tayo. Before we get George talking, let's run through what's going on today in the Nigeria National League. Let's run through the fixtures for the NNL. The NNL, we love it so much because at that level, whatever we do, is what we will take up to the MPFL.
Absolutely,
and that's why when
such a critical league.
In England, we don't mess around with the championship because the championship is a good yardstick and platform to see how you can, assess your development. NNL match day 1 fixtures, Group A1, FWC champions will take on Oya Sports. Abuja City will play Mighty Jets. AFCC, yes, they've got a football team, and they won't be doing it with the way that you know them, that they do business. They'll play football. They'll take us Zamfara United. El Kanemi Warriors, a big team in the MPFL that dropped to the NNL, will be busy with Sokoto United, while ABS of Ilorin will take on Yobe Desert Stars. There's also Group A2.
Group A2, you have Malone Fashi versus Road Safety. There's also NAF Rocket. They'll be taking on Kebbi United. DMD versus Doma United. There's also Green Berets versus Adamawa United. Adamawa United, of course, the management have told them they must get promotion to the Nigerian Professional Football League
because they were there last season and dropped.
Exactly. So we'll see how if they can make a quick return to the top flight. Jigawa Golden Stars will also be in action against JM Liberty. Let's go to Group B1, Austin.
Group B1, that one will get us talking. Van Reza FC. You've already seen George SCN. He represents a lot when you talk about that team from Lagos. We'll take on Bendel Insurance. I wanted to stress it because that's also, I know, because I know that's another big team in Nigeria football. You wonder what they're doing in the NNL. They were so close to gaining promotion last season. Let's see if this time around they will do just that. But what a fixture. What a way to start.
What a way.
NNL for us. We love it. Ikorodu City will take on Giant Brillas. Gateway United will host Campus GC. Osun United will play Ekiti United. Some sort of Southwest derby in that one. Abeokuta Stormers will take on Ibom Youth, while Godowski will go against J Atete. Tayo.
Wow, so those are your fixtures of match day 1 of the Nigerian National League. Right, let's just focus now on the star match. I think a lot of people would agree that the star match for match day 1 is that shootout between Bendel Insurance and Van Dresa, and that's why we've got Mighty George in the building. He's going to be telling us how ready they are for the new season. Mighty George, all right, how ready is Van Dresa for this season?
Well, we're born ready.
Born ready.
Yeah,
I like
mean,
that.
We've been ready since, with all the experiences from last season. You can say it again and again that Van Dresa FC are ready for this season. You know, all the ups and downs, as you've noticed as well. We've rejigged our technical, department as well. We've gotten a technical director, Jonathan Pepe. We've gotten a strength and conditioning coach, Ashley the Bear. We brought a new coach as well, Harry Makinwa.
Okay.
You know, some teams would say, hey, we won the Lagos FA Cup at first attempt, so the team is stable. But there's a lot more that the management needs. And, of course, a lot more I'm sure the fans and sponsors also need. And that's why we decided to do what we did, you know. Harry Makinwa comes in with a lot of experience as well.
Yeah.
Having won the CAF Champions League with Al Ahly, won the league as well. You know, he's been in playing the UEFA Champions League. He's probably the only UEFA pro-licensed coach in Nigeria at the moment, you know. So beautiful. That's the pedigree that he has. And so far in pre-season up till now, we've been unbeaten, you know, from the FA Cup even on to pre-season. And we hope to, you know, extend that unbeaten run against Bendel Insurance.
That's
tonight.
why I was going to take it higher, because this pre-season and they are unbeaten. The real show starts today against Bendel Insurance. And your fans will be saying, if you win the FA Cup at first attempt with Coach Bolus,
yeah.
Why is he out of the way? That won't that inconsistency worry the outlook of the team?
That's what it is. That's why I said, you know, dare to do more. We want
You're
to do
upgrading,
more.
right?
We're upgrading, you know.
But you left as assistant.
Yes, and that's a strategic reason as well. But the man has showed a lot of promise. In fact, we even had to come out and say he has signed for 2 years, because Yemi Olarinwaju is a very great coach. Tony Bullis is also a good coach, you know. But of course, because of the plans that we had, you can see when we bid him farewell, we actually said thank you. He came and he won us a trophy. So it's always about that need to do more. Van Dresa FC is not structured like a team that is just going out to get 3 points. And many would attest to that. We are based on structures, on development, and of setting global standards. And that's why if you come to the stadium today or you watch on VFC TV or SME Sports, you will see the standards that we talk about. And yeah, that's why, you know, our sports science department has also been very much at work.
Wow.
Don't forget, we've also refreshed the team as well.
I was going to come to
lots of the players who were there last season are not there. You know, so we could have said, okay, let's leave them, but there's a plan. There's a plan. We're going somewhere.
Indeed, it's all about improving on a regular basis. So in terms of your playing personnel, what was your recruitment drive like? Where you getting your players from, you know, stuff like that?
Yeah, of course, we did a screening in the Uyo base, camping base. You know, we most of the players that we even
screening.
got. Well,
is that what it was?
I mean, we identified some players.
Okay.
Most of them were even, or some were part of the teams that we played against last season. And that's how you build a team. You know, we're a relatively young team.
Right.
And it will take a while to get a very strong squad. So when we go to Ekiti, for instance, and we play Ekiti, we spot out a player. Now, you know, we go here, we spot a player. And that's how we've been able to refresh the team. And I dare say that, you know, the crop of players that we have now are very, very hungry. They've been through the rigors. The strengthening and conditioning that they've gotten can make them withstand 120 minutes plus of football. Wow. And they are just so eager. Some of them say they wanted to start the league like 2 weeks ago, you know, but there has to be time, and we'll have to follow the NNL calendar. So that's it. And, you know, we're also encouraged with the rebranding that we've done as well. Don't forget, we've changed our motto as well. We're now victorious together, because after winning our FA Cup at first attempt, we now are calling on everyone.
But your fans love Lions of Nigeria.
Yeah, Lions of Nigeria is there.
Okay.
Okay, that's our nickname.
Okay.
So our motto has changed
Victorious.
from won't walk that road without you to victorious together. So after securing victory,
Nice one.
we need to go on and get some more victory. You know, we're hungry for more.
Victories.
You know, so, and we just needed to simplify, you know, the whole thing.
That's beautiful. We want to commend Van Reza for the rebranding that was seen in Nigerian football. We've said it that the little things count. It matters. And the little things they are doing is going to let us see Nigerian football from another perspective. And we just hope the other teams will also join. Let's talk about your opponent today, Bendel Insurance. The same thing you said. When I speak to officials from the team, that's what they're saying too, that they've made this, they've made that, they have good players now, young players who are ready to go all the way. It's Bendel Insurance. Does it scare Van Reza in any way?
Well, I had a chat with the coach yesterday, and hopefully we'll get to see that interview today when we open broadcast on Van Reza TV. He says he has his style of focusing more on his team, but it's not his first time in the Nigerian league. He's played, you know, during his time with ABS Katsina, of course. He's encountered Insurance, but we do know the determination, and permit me to use the word desperation, that Insurance will have now to get back after escaping. They were very close, you know, last season and all that. And a few days ago, they also had, you know, an event to just herald the new season. And so they'll be coming here with lots of expectations as well. And what makes it even, you know, tighter is that only one team qualifies from the group. There's no more playoffs like last season. So you look at Van Reza, you know, Bendel Insurance, you look at Nilayo, who have now changed their name to Abeokuta Stormers, you know, and all that. You look at Sporting City as well, which is a new Lagos club. It's going to be very tough. This is a first step to it. Van Reza FC are condemned to win it. We're condemned to win it because, you know, a lot has been, apart from a lot being invested into making this first game, you know, what it should be. The players should have an advantage. They've trained on the floodlights, which is an issue now, because some people were saying the last time we played Ijebu United, the floodlights were not so bright, but that has been taken care of by the club as well. We do know how tough it is from our part, management, the team, but the coach has assured that he's got everything covered. And we want to enjoy exciting football tonight and also, at the end of the day, make sure Van Reza FC take all 3 points.
Okay, so Ty also will just put some balance to it. Bendel Insurance also doing a lot of work, unveiled their new jersey, have a new sponsor. Those are the things we want for Nigeria football. And when you look at the NNL team, sometimes it seems that everyone's doing a better job than their big brothers. And I love it. What we always say is, let's do more. Sustain whatever you're doing and let's get.
And we're excited about the Van Reza FC influence. Even though I say so myself. Even though I say so myself, I know that Van Reza FC has, you know, the way we have run our football club has surely impacted on lots of clubs.
The little things.
I mean, a recent rating came out with number 220 in the world, 16 in Africa, number 1 in Nigeria in terms of followership. That should inspire other people. We don't want to be an island in the league. We want more people. And that's why we're excited about the advent of some new clubs. And
new private clubs.
It has to be for, especially, you know,
private clubs.
You're going somewhere with that, because I think that private investment should come in more, and then government should hands up.
That's it. That's all I love about what's going on, Tayo and George, because we're beginning to see that football can be business. We just need the government to provide the enabling environment, policies that will make these private clubs, you know, to get all the way.
Attract them.
That's George Essien, we must say thank you so much for coming on the show, and all the best for Bendel Insurance.
All the best today.
Thanks a lot. It's going to be a big day today, so I got to just go see how we can sort that out. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate your time. Now we need to go on a break right about now. When we come back, the Nigeria Professional Football League, the top flight, will get us talking. Join us again. Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Olua Damilo Jusaliu is now in the building. Dami, good morning. It's great to have you on the show.
Good morning, Tayo. Happy New Year to both of you. I mean, I think for us, I should say Happy New Year's. It's been a while, but it's good to see you again. Yeah.
Good to see you, Dami. Yep. Welcome. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, so let's go carry on with the business of the day. Let's go to the Nigeria Professional Football League, Austin, match day 12.
Already?
It feels like it started yesterday. It's incredible what we've seen so far with Remo Stars blazing the trail, still unbeaten. No one saw that coming. Anyways, let's take a look at the games for this weekend, starting with Aqua United taking on Heartland.
What a way to start. Aqua United, I keep saying that they need to get back. They need to find out whatever they were doing last season and get it now, because this is match day 12. By the time you get to match day 15 and you're struggling to get your rhythm, that's what you're going to take into the second stanza. And then wherever you are at that point, getting back into, well, to get you winning a game might just be difficult. Aqua United, they must show their quality against Heartland. Rangers, not doing badly this season. They will take on Abia Warriors, another team that can stun you on a good day. And this is an oriented derby in a way, So Rangers, Abia Warriors should get us talking. Gombe United will take on the admirable, impressive, outstanding.
What other word? Qualifier.
Put it out there. Use the adjective.
I think the most obvious one is the unbeaten.
I know.
That's not like it.
What a story they are telling us in the Nigeria Professional Football League. And for me, guys, it's simple. It is what you sow that you reap, and you can see it in that club. And then Kano Pillars also will be busy in the league when they take on Plateau United. Plateau United, they've done some good job this season already. We'll get to see when they take on Kano Pillars. There's also Katsina United taking on Kwara United. Lobby Stars will take on struggling MFM Football Club of Lagos. Let's see how that Lobby Stars under Don Braye, they are beginning to flex some muscles. They're telling us that they can play football. We'll get to see what they can do against MFM. Nasarawa United will take on Sunshine Stars. Rivers United will go against Wiki Tourists. Shooting Stars will take on Dakada FC or Eimba. Hopefully they will sing Zobu Zobu when they take on Niger Tornadoes. Which of them will get you talking?
I think there's only one place to start. It has to be in Gombe, because Otayo has already waxed lyrical as regards Remo Stars. I don't think anybody expected what we've seen from Remo Stars. I think after match day 2, even the coach was saying that all it is about this season is surviving the MPFL, making sure they don't return to the National League. And now they are top of the table. They're the only unbeaten side. A few match days ago, they played Rivers United. They drew. Both teams were still unbeaten. And they come up against a Gombe side who, their last home game, 3-0 win over MFM. We'll get to MFM in a bit. But Remo Stars have shown that regardless of what happens to you going into the season, whether the fact that you're just a promoted team, you can actually go on and blaze the trail. We're in match day 12 already. By match day 13, a third of the whole campaign is gone already. So we cannot keep saying, oh, the league just started, the season just started. It's not really so early. About 30% of the league is gone already, and then we're seeing Remo Stars do so well. But I'm worried on the other side of the spectrum for MFM. MFM are going away. I know Lobby Stars, like you said, have not done the best this season, but MFM have been piss poor away from home. 7 points all season, all have come at home. They've not been able to buy a draw even away from home, and they're playing a Lobby Stars side. The earlier you start getting points on the board, the better for you, so you don't have a situation where you lose your status as an MPFL.
And if you check, when they were struggling last season, it was when they started going away from home to get points. That was what helped them to, survive the league. This time around, they are even dropping points at home. You hear teams saying that MFM is sharing points, so they need to go get theirs. Aqua came last time and got their own. They got 1 point. So let's see. Let's see what they can do.
So that's it for the Nigeria Professional Football League. We will be back on Monday for a comprehensive review of the games to see whether Remo Stars will remain unbeaten after the trip to Gombe United. We'll also see if Rivers United can bounce back from their first loss of the season to Plateau United. All right, that's it for football. Now time to go and talk a bit of basketball. We're going to Belgrade, where Nigeria's D Tigers are trying to qualify for the FIBA Women's World Cup. They started on a losing note. They took on China. It was always going to be a difficult test, and even everyone agreed to that. The coach, the players, the fans, they were going to be surprised if they defeated China. It panned out that they lost that game. Austin and Dami, it was a pretty comprehensive defeat for the girls, even though they tried their best, especially towards the latter stages of that particular game. Confirmation of the result: Nigeria 76, China 90. That's the scoreline right there. in favor of the Chinese, while the other game in Group B ended in favor of France. They defeated the other African representatives, Mali, 7-7 to 6-6. So as it stands right now, Nigeria will play their next game against France today, and in that game they have to try and bounce back. It's going to be another tough one, while the other matchup is going to be between Mali and China. Dami, so the Nigeria-China match, no surprises at all. We knew it was going to be difficult, and it panned out that way. The girls started slowly, and eventually they started to find their rhythm, but it was too late. They were never going to beat China. I guess it's time to just focus now on the next game.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. The problem was, at the point in that game, we were trailing by 26 points. You cannot afford to have such a deficit against teams like this, especially when you're looking to qualify for the FIBA World Cup. Eventually, they were able to claw back, got 12 points from the 26-point deficit. We led till the end of the game by 12 points, but the damage had been done. When we're coming up against France, that would be a stiff test as well. I know a lot of people expect that the Mali game is where Nigeria will get the points, but the fact that France defeated Mali by just 11 points, when I say just 11 points, but they won by 11 points. The Tigers have to make sure that they try as much as possible to get something against France, even if that game is not won, because it's possible to qualify by defeating just Mali. We cannot lose by the margin exactly. We cannot lose by the margin at which we lost to China, because eventually the points difference could come to count if you end up on the same points with someone and you want to get to qualify. So I think the most important thing, the first 2 quarters are very, very, very important. You cannot afford to be down by 15, 20 points and expect a Hail Mary to rally back in the final 2.
And that's what I always tell you, Ty. Remember that my problem is the first 2 quarters with the ladies. You know, by the time they try to now want to pick it up, it's quite late. But I'm the guy who sits in the middle and try to see how you win even before you get on the field or on the pitch or on the court, and that's administration. If we get it right with administration and these ladies go out, they want to give all their best. So people are already asking me which of the MBBF took them to Belgrade. Those are the issues. And look, guys, until we solve a problem, it is a problem. You know, and we keep saying this, we're playing a crucial World Cup qualifier, and the basketball administration in Nigeria is in what?
It's not unified. It's not unified.
Tatters, you know
what that is.
So tell me, for instance, that these ladies, because I know they're doing it for their careers, I know them so well, a lot of them are my friends, but one will come out and blame them. Let's say they don't qualify.
Austin, as a matter of fact, the fact that they've even turned up for
it's enough.
It's exemplary. It's awesome. It tells you, I mean, this is how the leaders of sports in the country should be behaving. For whatever reason, they're not doing that. Even those guys they're leading the way for them in terms of being selfless and putting the game first before any other selfish interest. Anyways, it's panned out that way against China. Now it's time to look forward to the game against France. We're going to get the post-game thoughts of the coach Otis Hughley, as well as Nigeria's top scorer in the game against China, Amy Okonkwo.
Amy, baby.
10 more threes than we made. I'm not great at math, but that's pretty good deficit. 10 times 3 is definitely 30. But that's okay. I thought China's really good, and no excuses. I thought our girls did not quit. I thought they played hard. I thought they met a physical game, and by the second half, they were up to the task. And this young lady here and that young lady there, man, they have motors, they play hard, and they're young. They're the future. And I'm so happy to get them. We talked about getting them the experience, and here they are. And this is who the team is going to belong to here real soon. You have got girls that shoot, we stay hugged up on the weak side when the ball's over there instead of making that lane. Throw over the top of a contested pass. That's easy to recover to on a closeout, and you'll close out one direction instead of being half the distance because you're scared of the shot. Closing out to help on the roll and then close it back out long distance. Be already in, you close out one direction. Those kind of little things will help us get better. We shorted up a little bit in the second half. We met their intensity in the second half. So those kind of things. We get better at that, get a base offense, we'll be fine. It hurts that we only have one point guard. So we had to bring the ball up with our bigs. And that's good. That's a good learning curve for our girls.
A hard-fought game for us. I think that we came out there and gave our all and did the best that we could. Of course, there's more work to do. We have to get back to the drawing board. There's 2 more games and 3 more days. And we just have to tighten up on the things that we made mistakes in this game and do better in the next games. I think coming off the bench, I was able to see kind of what mistakes China was making, or the open spots or open reads that I can find when I went into the game. And I just read what was given to me, and I tried to capitalize off of it.
Yeah, that's Amy Okonkwo. She finished with 15 points against China, but it wasn't enough. It was a good showing, gallant effort from the girls. Now they got to move on to France later today. Any chance of beating France? That's another tough one.
We have to be very good defensively. We have to be a lot better than we were. And I don't think we want a situation where our highest scorer is getting 15 points. I know she got about 20% of the whole team's points, but we also have to cut out some of the turnovers and ensure that in the defensive phase, we do not give France. They will punish us. They will punish us if we give them those opportunities. We can't afford that.
You're spot on. Austin, you want to say something quickly?
They played France. They played France at the Olympics.
Come on, France are they're very formidable side.
Yeah, so I'm just saying they can go back, take a look at that, just find ways. I love what Coach Hughley said. He said something about the mentality, how they can bounce back, forget about what happened with China, and face this assignment, which is very important. And let's see, you never know. In our world of sports, impossible.
It's nothing. Absolutely. And before we leave the digress, I just want to say, we know all of the issues of the court. They're not good. They don't help anyone. But I think we're forgetting something as well in terms of the playing personnel. The Tigress missing a very crucial player in Isn't Carlo, who's been the facilitator of the side for the past 10 years, thereabout now. She's a massive miss, and they're going to have to deal without her. Promise Amukamara came in yesterday. She did a decent job.
Promise has been promising.
Exactly. She's going to have to step up against France later today. But I think we can all agree it's all going to come down to that final match against Mali. Shootout. Whoever wins that one is going to go to the World Cup. I think
that's a real possibility. It's very possible that both teams have 0 points going into that particular game, and then it's winner takes all.
All right, Austin, let's get on with the show. Let's leave Tigress now. We're still talking basketball. We were talking about the NBA this time, the National Basketball Association, where a blockbuster trade went down just before the deadline yesterday. We'll come to that one shortly. Before then, let's take a look at the results of the games that were played this morning. 7 games in total. We have the results for you, starting with the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Detroit Pistons. It ended 132-107. The Nets, they've lost 10 in a row. Can you believe that? 10 straight games. Anyways, they lost against the Washington Wizards 112-113. The Miami Heat, they're still blazing hot. Right there in the Eastern Conference, they defeated the New Orleans Pelicans 112-97. Toronto Raptors as well too don't know how to lose at the moment. They were victorious against the Houston Rockets 139-120. There were also victories for the Dallas Mavericks, where Luka Doncic went haywire in that game. What a player. We'll come to that one shortly as well too. Wins for the Suns 131-107 over the Milwaukee Bucks in a repeat of the NBA Finals. And last but not the least, the Knicks defeated the Golden State Warriors 116-114. Dami, which one do you want to talk about? The Nets or the Suns or the Warriors? Or
maybe we should talk about the Warriors first. I think for the Nets, we can easily use that and get into what happened with the trade. I think for the Warriors, it's strange because they had this unbeaten run, this winning streak, and then they lost, and then now it's back-to-back losses for them. At a point in the season, Steph Curry was struggling. His shooting seems to have picked up, but it seems like the rest of the cast is not coming to the party as regards the Golden State Warriors. Then, of course, how can we not talk about that Maverick man, Luka Doncic, who has been hitting points here, there, and everywhere, triple-doubles everywhere. He didn't get even a double-double. I think he had 9 rebounds, but 51 points. That is absolutely massive. He's one of those players that is just a joy joy to watch. And the Mavericks know that when they're in a pickle, when they need someone to step up, Luka is there for them. And it's really, really great to see him getting such high numbers. More than 50 points.
I mean, when you get those sort of points, your team must win. You just have to win, otherwise we'll just
Can you
come
imagine scoring 51 and losing?
And we've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. You know,
several times.
But Luka has shown that he can always step up for the Mavericks, and he's doing a great job.
Indeed.
And that's why whenever I see him, I want to just test him.
Yeah, for that DNA.
Test him for the alien DNA. I'm not taking my eyes off it.
All right, guys. Let's take a look at the top performers in the games that were played last night and this morning, starting with Steph Curry, 35 points, 2 rebounds, and 10 assists for the Warriors, but they lost that game against the New York Knicks. Next up is Gary Trent Jr. Ever since being traded to Toronto, he's been on fire. He scored 42 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists for the Toronto Raptors in the victory over the Houston Rockets. There's also Kevin Porter Jr. in the same game, 33 and 8 for Kevin Porter Jr. in the Houston Rockets' loss against the Toronto Raptors. And last, certainly but not the least, is Luka Doncic, 51, 9, and 6. Take a bow wherever you are, son.
Luka.
All right, still talking basketball. Let's focus on the blockbuster trade involving James Harden and Ben Simmons. How are you feeling about that one?
I'm really excited for this trade because if there was ever a situation where it feels like both parties got a win out of this, it looks like it. For the 76ers, we know that Ben Simmons has not played a single game this season. He said he was not mentally in the right space, and then he was not going to play another game for the 76ers. They've gotten a man off the roster who was of no use to them. I know he's going to be a big miss for them, a very great defensive player, and then the 76ers have struggled with their defense this season. One of the major reasons is the fact that Ben Simmons is not there, but they're getting a man whose career average is 25 points per game. Career average. Some people's season high doesn't get to 25 points, but James Harden is one amazing scorer of the ball, and he can also lead passes. So, of course, you know why the 76ers are excited by this particular one. They get to pair James Harden alongside Joel Embiid, and that should be a really, really exciting one. But on the other side, the Nets are getting Ben Simmons. They've had issues with their defense as well, and we know Ben Simmons, he's not the guy that you need to shoot. You can remember what happened in the playoffs when he was directly under the rim and decided to take a pass. But they have Kevin Durant. You mentioned how they're on a 10-match losing streak. James Harden had been struggling with injury and missed 5 of the last 7 in that run, actually missing the last 3. But Kevin Durant is in there, and they got Seth Curry. Remember that Kyrie Irving cannot play in the home games, and then there are also some away games. But Seth Curry is someone who can also get those points for them going forward. So it feels like both teams have been able to get something. I'm a little worried for the 76ers because defensively they still have an issue. But when you add a man like James Harden, if you outscore your opponents, you win games. So it's possible that both teams get a win-win.
Okay, so win-win for both teams. We'll continue to monitor that one in the NBA. Let's go on this quick break now. When we come back, there's still so much more to talk about. So don't go anywhere. Stay. So that's it. More reactions coming from that blockbuster trade deal that we talked about involving James Harden, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond. Let's bring you into the conversation because we've been having so much fun, and someone was saying, wait, where are we in all of this? Be part of the program. You can send us an email, sportsthismorning@channelstv.com, or go on Twitter. We're still super excited that Twitter is back. On Twitter, we are channels_sports. What do you want to talk about? Do you follow the NBA? We've been talking in the background. I told Tayo that for me, it's the Brooklyn Nets that lost out of the deal. And Tayo and Damiloju are like, wait a minute. Maybe there might just be some gains in it for them. So if you're a fan of the NBA, let's get that conversation going. Who does the deal favor? The 76ers or the Brooklyn Nets? You love women's basketball. Nigeria's the Tigers are right there in Belgrade trying to qualify for the World Cup. Ignore all of the drama going on with the administration of the game. And let's support the ladies, the D Tigers. They'll be taking on France today, and I'm rooting for them 100%. You can also talk to us as regards to that one, Tayo.
Indeed. All right, let's get on with the show. So the Big Three is ended after playing just 16 games together. That's ridiculous. Short-lived Big Three involving James Harden, KD, and Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, in that 16 games they played together, they won 13 and lost 3. So that's a sign of what could have been if these guys actually stayed together.
Probably nothing big about a 3.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. It is what it is. We got to move on. Yeah. We're still talking the NBA, the All-Star game. We have our starters and the reserves. Everything is complete now. LeBron James and Kevin Durant, the two captains, have selected their two teams that will be featuring in the All-Star game. For the LeBron starters is Giannis, Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic, MVP, while the reserves are Jimmy Butler, Luka Doncic, Darius Garland, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Fred VanVleet. For Team KD, that's Kevin Durant. Austin is KD, Joel Embiid, Ja Morant, Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins, and Trae Young. Durant is not going to be playing because he's currently injured, while the reserves are LaMelo Ball, Devin Booker, Rudy Gobert, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, DeJounte Murray, and Carl Anthony Towns. I think I should tell you guys something before we leave. KD avoided drafting James Harden while he was making his picks. Left it all the way. Incredible. How am I going to draft this guy? Harden was the last person to be chosen in this draft, where eventually LeBron James didn't have a choice but to draft him.
Yeah, but why do I think that Oluwadamiloju is for Team LeBron? Why am I thinking that way?
So I think you're Nostradamus this morning because you're absolutely spot on. Because I would just say this. I see last season's MVP and the finals MVP, Team LeBron, Giannis, and Nikola Jokic. And then you have LeBron there as well. Wow. It's going to be an interesting game, but I just feel on paper Team LeBron has the edge.
I think I agree with that one as well. So we'll see how it plays out.
Wherever you have Giannis, I'm there.
For
obvious reasons. That team too.
And the All-Star game typically is supposed to be a fun atmosphere, but Giannis doesn't joke with this kind of game. He goes all in.
He just wants to win.
He wants to win, whatever game.
He was winning.
All right, so that's it for the NBA. Let's get on with the show and quickly go to the NFL Super Bowl weekend. We're going to see the championship game involving the St. Louis Rams as well as the Cincinnati Bengals and yeah, who are you going for this time around? Unfortunately, we didn't get to see our guy, Tom Brady, make it to the Super Bowl this time around.
No, I mean, it will be a very, very big miss. I think for this particular one, is one of those games that it's very, very difficult to call. Very, very, very difficult to call. If I'm to stick my neck out, I don't want to say gun to my head, maybe something, but maybe I will just go with the Rams. I'm not collecting any money, but maybe just go with the Rams.
Right? All right, so that's it. We'll see how it pans out between these two sides on Super Bowl 56. It's going to be on Sunday. And what's the Super Bowl without the halftime show?
I know, the side attraction.
Incredible stuff. And we're going to listen to the headline acts now, including Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Mary J. Blige, speaking ahead of the halftime performance at the Super Bowl.
Though I've grown a lot, can't keep it home a lot. Cause my frequent spots that I'm known to rock. You hear the bass from the truck when I'm on the block.
Why did it have to be, I mean, I know why, hip-hop for this Super Bowl in LA? And Dre, why did it have to be Dre and his super squad?
I mean, keeping it all the way real. I'm not trying to be egotistical or anything like that, but who else could do this show here in LA?
No one.
That's a fact. Who else could perform the halftime show other than these amazing artists that we put together for this thing? And not only that, I've been manifesting the Rams since the beginning of the season.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you do that?
I'm just thinking about it every day. I'm meditating on it, and I'm like, okay, it would be perfect if we are in the Super Bowl performing at halftime and the Rams are in the game as well.
Ooh.
Well, you know, I'm a Steeler fan. Let me say that first and foremost.
Right.
With all due respect, with no disrespect, hello. I got to go with L.A., cuz it's L.A.
Okay.
What? That's it.
All right, Stu, you finally thought of something?
I said it for all of us.
Yeah.
It's going to be magnifico.
And that's it. Give it up for Dre, Mary J, and Snoop.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Still Dre.
I know.
All right, so all the best to the two teams involved in the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals, as well as the St. Louis Rams. All right, Austin, let's take a look at the papers before we close the show. But before then...
Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
Oh, the style bender. We'll be busy again. Robert Whittaker. Yeah. This is Israel Whittaker 2. The first one got a lot of hype, a lot of talks, and then Israel made it look so easy.
That was that one that Israel gave us that incredible intro, the dance before the fight, and it went in there.
There's no way you get into the octagon with that sort of intro and you don't win. You know, so let's see what is going to do this time. They had the first face-off, Tayo and Dami, and Whittaker is angry. You could see it in his eyes because he lost that one right on home soil, you know, and it was just easy. So how difficult would this be for Israel?
I think it will be more difficult than the first fight. I think it will be more difficult. We know Israel Adesanya, all his qualities, and then there's the reason he is still the champ. I think he needs to be more weary, and he needs to be more conscious about this particular bout. For Whittaker, is only one thing on his mind. He needs to make sure the anger is channeled correctly. If you're all over the place, then you're vulnerable. But if you can focus that anger, and then if Israel Adesanya underrates him, we might have a new champion. But of course, I'm Nigerian, so I'm only rooting for one person. That's the last style bender, and I think he will be able to get this.
I think all you just needed to do was for the analysis. You knew where you were going to. That's the last style. But and no doubt, Tayo, has shown that he's the real deal.
Absolutely,
I mean, in that division.
He's a superstar, and that's why he's still unbeaten as a middleweight fighter in the UFC. So Israel Adesanya, last style bender, taking on the Reaper, Robert Whittaker. It's going to be on Sunday in Houston, Texas, for the UFC middleweight championship of the world. All the best to the Nigerian fighter right there. And hopefully after the fight, it's going to be on
Steel. That's what it is. Let's get into the papers now before we wrap up the show. What I have with me right here is the Complete Sports newspaper. And it says Eagles soar to best FIFA ranking in Africa since May 2021. You know, they are third now in Africa.
What's coming?
Yeah, we love it, you know, because you could go on and say, oh, they crashed out in the round of 16, oh, they didn't go all the way. We don't understand these rankings, but we'll take it whenever it favors Nigeria.
They won 3 games, so
and they were the best team from the group stage, so that's a good one. So this is FIFA clear Ademola Lookman to represent Nigeria.
What do you make about that one?
To give Eagles more attacking options.
Interesting that we know Nigeria has been pursuing Ademola Lookman for a while, and he adds more pace and he has more trickery to our attack. I know a lot of Nigerians would have preferred if we got an out-and-out number 10, a creative guy that can unlock the defense. But I mean, this is an extra string to our bow, and hopefully he hits the ground running. He started for Leicester City yesterday against Liverpool. It didn't go so well, but he's had, I think, the last 2 games of last year, he scored against Man City and Liverpool for Leicester City. Hopefully he can build on that particular one, and then he can give us decent performances against Ghana. We have to be at the World Cup.
Got to be at the World Cup. Sporting Life is our next paper for review on this very interesting one. I'm going to leave the Osimhen issue aside for now because it's been ongoing for a while now. We'll wait till the summer. Newcastle dangle 100,000 pounds a week deal at Moses Simon. Moses Simon, one of Nigeria's standout players at the AFCON. Definitely his time in Nantes. Very, very, very.
Yeah, it looks like so. It looks like so. He always gets an assist here and there for the Ligue 1 side. Maybe it's time for him to take a step up, leave the French league, and go to one of Europe's bigger leagues.
You forgot to also have a share of the Newcastle.
Okay,
Tayo.
All right, guys. So that's it for the show. It's been an exciting one. Appreciate your time for being a part of it. Thank you for coming on the show as well.
It's always a pleasure, Tayo. Thank you so much for having me, Austin.
Right.
A round of fun.
Thank you all for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Tayo Salam.
I had so much fun doing this with you guys. We'll do it again, but until then, in everything you do, I'm Austin Okonakwan saying, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.